right, so let's get into it. So I'm going to, as usual, be designing a example here for Dribbble, just a visual concept in here. So let's get my tabs up. What do I need? I need auto. Get some graphics in there. What do I need? See visual assets. Need those as well. Cool. Okay, nice. All right. So let's get started here, getting a fresh canvas on. Let's see, we got the layout grid. Let's go with a 10 grid for this. Or actually, never mind. Let me see. I've been actually working with these type of grids recently. Let me go with one of these instead. Let's just clear the canvas a bit here. All right. Going white, and we're going dark for the navigation. Okay. So let's see if we can find something that it can sort of be the initial entry point to this concept. Gonna see if there's any cool graphics we can find in here. Torn paper, grainy gradients, not really what I'm looking for here. Not exactly it. Let's head on over to Pinterest, see what we got. Let's see if we have some cool aesthetic ideas. A whole bunch of edgy shit here as usual, but let's see if we can find something cool. Okay, so I always like poster designs in general, you know, so let's go poster design. These are, I feel, always a great entry point to visuals here. In many ways, they're just kind of better visually than a lot of other web designs to go based off of. So let's see if we can find some visual concept here. I mean, all of these are very typography heavy. So maybe we can do something with that. Something I've been trying to get more into lately is minimalism. So maybe we can try that. So we had Maltech. Let's come up with a name. Just do lorem ipsum for now. Let's make this huge. So we need a typeface that can stand very well against as like a minimalist one here. Active grotesque is nice. Let's start from the bottom. Let's go Yatra, Whisker. I just have so many fucking edgy fonts that there's no way to actually use. But they just were goofy and funny, and so I wanted to add them, I guess. Okay. Supercharged, no. Stage grotesque. I like stage grotesque, but Space Odyssey, Sora. Sora's fine, but nothing special. Skywalk, I love Skywalk, so let's go with Skywalk. We'll do a big lorem ipsum here, and then we can go with, I want some more lorem ipsum here, so let's find that. All right, so that's 16, and that's something like that. So let's find something that can pair well with this. We could go Satoshi, maybe. Although, because we're going techie, maybe, but it's techie and kind of soft, so yeah, Satoshi doesn't do it. Proxima Nova, I mean, yeah, but it's kind of boring. Calligrapher, Oxanium, Open Sans, Noir. Neutral face, Nuhas, Unica. This one actually seems quite appropriate. Let's go with this one, Nuhas Unica. Let's go with it. So, starting off, something like this. Just have that there. All right. So what is the grid saying? The grid is saying that we're not aligned yet, so we need to we need to update that. So we got some of that. Gotta align ourselves a bit. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, with minimalism, it's just like you don't need that much, is what I say as somebody who doesn't know jack about minimalism, but that feels kind of obvious. So can maybe do some letter spacing in here. What are we feeling for letter spacing? We could do something like this. We can do something like that, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. Yeah, this doesn't separate the letters enough. Makes it kind of illegible. Okay. I mean, I think that's fine. The only question is, like, when you have minimalism like this, how do you make it interesting? That's always the question, and I never know how to answer that. But let's see, let's try. So let's go with like a 110. That's too much. Let's go with the line height. Let's update that a bit, make sure it looks like a cohesive unit. I think that's fair. So I think now we just need to reorganize ourselves a bit here. Okay, so with all this, we probably need to update the font size just a tad here. 247. Align that a bit. Precision right now. We got precision in here. Okay. That's fair enough. But what's the concept here? What's even the fundamental idea we're going for here? So it's lorem ipsum. What pairs with this type of layout? Well, soft shit. We need to add some soft shit. I'm going to add a lorem ipsum dollar. Doing that. So we're going to add a button in here. Let's go with some cool color. We can go red with that, maybe. 12. Okay. I think red might not be the vibe right now, so let's go something else. Blue is always great. We can go with that. Then there's the question of alignments as well. That looks a bit goofy. Let's go a bit further down with it. Something like that. And then now, the only question now is, how do you make this shit interesting? How do you make this shit interesting? Lorem ipsum, and then what? Soft lines. What do we have here? We have soft lines. We have, this should not be bold. We have some shit going on here. One thing has to be tied into everything. One thing has to be tied into everything. So I think we should probably try to find a way to continue the premise of the font Skywalk here. So how do we do that? I think we can look to create some stuff in here. Just kind of keeping the sort of soft lines going. As far as images, that's going to be tricky. Let's go with some generic shit. Okay. We need to sort of have this inherit some of the thin lines in here. I kind of 13. Yeah, we need to reduce the height by 1, 2. Put it down 1. Does that put it? Oh, oh. That doesn't put it down 1 at all. 203, and then down 1. Add 201. Just needs to be clear that this is part of the same shit. So down, okay, no, okay. Down 1, something like that. So we're keeping the sort of same shape language of the initial font here. And doing exactly what? I have no fucking idea, but let's see. So let's see. Let's put this at the fucking back. Okay. It's always fun to design when you have no fucking clue what you're designing. So that's sort of where I'm at right now. No fucking idea what this is. But we are working. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay. What would be compelling to do for something like this? I mean, you obviously have. I mean, maybe I can even do. Maybe I can just do white. Actually, maybe I can do this. Sort of pretend that it's a cool shape or something. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. That's visually cohesive, but I have no idea what I'm designing. Okay. Maybe I can add like a cutout or something. I kind of want to have something that breaks out of that box. So let me see if I can get some 3D action going here. If my ship will load. Load. Maybe I can try this. Okay. So I can do this, and then maybe I can crop it funny. So we have this, and then this, and then boom bap. How? Make this the mask. Can we do that? Use as mask. Sick. Okay, so then we take. Do I even need to use masks? I can just frame it. Oh, I'm stupid. I can just frame it. Okay, cool. So we have this. Not sure what the fuck this is. Okay, so we have this. Maybe we should have it kind of extend from behind as well. So if we add this here, add another frame, and then do this. Oh. Oh, I need to do this. Okay. Okay, so now it's kind of poking out. Whatever the fuck this is poking out. Okay. So what even is this? What's the point of this even? None of this makes sense. None of this makes any fucking sense. But we're experimenting. We're trying out some concepts here. Let me try something different. Oh, need to get rid of this. Let me try something different. So we have this lorem ipsum here. Maybe we can use some lines. Maybe we can try to go for a sort of futuristic, kind of futuristic-y, like minimalist-y thing, you know? So maybe we can do something like this. Give the line some girth, like that. And then what? And we need some content in the site, I assume. So maybe we can have like a gallery or something below this. Yeah, we can do that. And then I guess we can look futuristic. Futuristic. Yeah. I mean, this is fine. This is on point. Could do this, whatever the fuck this is. Could do. We could do this lady. Just put in the lady. Okay, sure. Some stock pictures are just so fucking goofy. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, we're going with our MIPS. We're going with our MIPS on. We're going probably medium on it. Something like that. This is not really holding water though. We could look at U-bot stance. Keep it techie. Something like that. Now we got this. Now we got that. Okay. Okay, we probably need to make some. We need to sell the idea here that this is some futuristic shit. So we should probably add some glass morphism to that. Not a grid, but some glass morphism to that to seal the deal. We want to have some arrows as well, because arrows are cool and futuristic. I'm going to reduce that a bit, something like that. Change the text to white, probably, something like that. Probably will want to wrap this a bit. 24. Fill of 15, border radius of a zillion. Something like that. And so now, yeah, we just want to kind of, yeah, we're going to do that. Okay. So 16 on the sides, 12 at the top feels like a good idea. Okay, fair enough. 16, yeah, something like that. And we just kind of slap, okay, we are doing auto layouts. Auto layout doesn't like me. Yeah, okay, so then we absolute position that, put that at the bot. Now you can't do fixed width here. Why can't you do that? That's so dumb. Or fill width on it. Okay. This is so great. This is so great. We got the whole future in the palm of our hands here with this design. Clip content. Why is it not clipping the content? That does not make any sense. Oh. It added the image as a background on this. Can I do that? Oh. But why doesn't it work? 8 border radius. 8 border radius. I didn't have border radius on. I'm stupid. Okay. 16. Okay. Sick. This is some amazing futuristic design. That is just crazy. Like, look at this. It's absolutely magnificent. Let's full width that. Something like that. Okay. Okay. This seems very nice and consistent. Still have no idea what the hell this is, but I'm sure it's going to be great. All right. Something like that. Should have some text up here as well. Should probably make this a tad bigger though. Can this chill a little bit? Okay. Sick. Okay, sick. This I guess is fine. Now I just need to add a call to action in here. Kind of want to cut the text out. Sick. Okay. It's just that the overall premise here doesn't seem that strong. You know, when I zoom out, I'm like, what the hell is this? You know, what the hell is this design? What the hell is it doing? Why is it here? There's no logic. There's no composition here at all. I think because the weight is so heavy on the left for the text, it may make sense to offset that with having the bottom section take up a hefty portion of the volume. So if I take this, for example, and kind of split it down like this, I mean, that makes more sense compositionally, yeah. So I think I want to cut this a bit. Still a bit too strong. I want to create the contrast between the text, and Hubot sounds is like a big font, somewhat. So let's keep this, okay. Not sold on this text on the side though. How can I fit this text in here in a way that makes sense and it's not looking absolutely trash? I mean, I guess you could do something like this and do some more segmentation of the design maybe. So if I take this, kind of put this to the side, have that as the sort of main focus, that leaves me some room here for the text on the side. I highly disagree with the premise of this text though. It looks pretty trash, so we need to figure out a way to untrash it. How can we make this not trash? Something that might go well with this would be perhaps a faint gradient, kind of gradienting out into nothingness here. So just like a gradient like this. Lowered opacity on it. And just kind of have that be like a futuristic whatever element in there. Not so dark though. We want to go a bit brighter. We may want to go with, yeah, something like that maybe. Not liking the opacity, we can reduce that. So thinking in more broad strokes here, what is right, what is wrong about the design? If we do a 50-50 split, that's going to look terrible. So we can do a 30%, 40%, which is kind of what I already did, but so I mean, yeah, you could have that. Have that. Yeah, but this looks quite trash as well. It's a different idea, I guess, but yeah, it makes this appear more symmetrical. Then maybe you can have text fill out below that. But if you do, then the separator makes no sense. So maybe we remove that. Or we can have like an offset grid situation like this. God, the button bothers me so much. I need to change it. Let's do just a gray or something. Yeah. Yeah, let's go futuristic. Let's go futuristic. Let's get gritty with it. Let's put on this grid byte here. And see kind of what we can get going. Something that's nice might be to play with perspective a bit. So you might want to create some semblance of 3D here. Let's move that down. I was like, is my phone vibrating somewhere? But no. Okay, so I think this this is fine, but then if you do this, you kind of have to keep the overlay aspect of it kind of going. You can maybe do something like this. I mean, it's an interesting movement, I suppose. Something that is seen in the font is a very kind of horizontal movement in general. So I think maybe that's something we can look to accentuate with other elements. So maybe we can get some of this. Maybe we just go very kind of horizontal with everything. So we can maybe extend this here, kind of overlap this maybe. And then look to maybe do something like this. A good idea might be to actually, oh, I need to put that there. Extend this idea a bit, offset that here. And then you can have maybe a futuristic image there or something. Is there any futuristic images that aren't entirely terrible? Maybe something like this could work. Okay, yeah, you could do something like that. So the flow is that. And then I guess you could either do something behind or in front. I think behind is probably better, and then you can kind of keep this going. Very grid-like behavior here from this landing page. I want to make that very gritty. Then I guess from here, what do we want to do? Well, I think a decent idea is to make this image on the right the main focal point image, and then you can have supporting imagery below it. So maybe this works well as supporting imagery, and then there we can have the main focal point. So what's a good focal point here? That looks bizarre. This somehow makes sense. Sick. No, it's not sick. It's not sick at all. No. She looks terrified. Yeah, I mean, you could try this. Try this. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so you have a sort of grid-like behavior here. You have this main image. You have these images in the back pushing it up. Yeah, you maybe want to make this even a bit more generic because this image is kind of hard to scan, this one. So I think just here we want to really align this to the grid, create some type of logic. Yeah. Yeah. The premise is fine. The premise is fine. The layout is fine. I'm not entirely sold on it though, I will say. So you could do something like this maybe. Something about this is wrong. Maybe it's a too big offset. Maybe I should just offset it a little bit to kind of mirror the offsets by the gradients. That could be a thing. Yeah, this is okay, but it's not really working for me still. I think I might need to reduce the font size a little bit here. And if we're going with pink here, I think we should kind of stay with pink. We can go with that for the button even. Gradient in here kind of has to speak the same language. We can do this for it. And now we're kind of theming things, right? So we have this lorem ipsum. God, it's so close to the navigation though. We got to create an offset for that. Something like this maybe. And then we can have this kind of extend up to the navigation. And here the premise kind of falls apart. It needs a stronger offset, something like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in love with the shape and size of this at the moment. You could do... The issue is that it's not that scannable as you first enter the site. And the flow is kind of strange going from like the main image or the main text down to the image like this. So maybe something like that, create an offset like that. Even with that said though, I'm not really sold on this. I'm not sold on this at all. I don't believe this. Maybe we can kind of push it up further. Kind of lower that a bit. So that draws some more attention to the actual image here. You want to cut that in the middle or something like that, yeah. The issue with this is that it doesn't really sell me on the idea of this being techie at all. It does not seem techie at all. I think maybe I fixed that at the level of the theming in general. Maybe we go with like this type of vibe. It's just that we have this sort of font and text and image combo that isn't that compelling. It's like a square shot of a lady and then just the text right next to it. It's nothing compelling about this at all. Maybe we can work more with gradients here. So if we make the gradient a bit more like this, reduce the opacity a tad, create some kind of faint light in the background. Yeah, I like that. I think that kind of works, that light. Maybe we need more of a collage type of vibe to this. Where is this? So there's this, and there's, oh, not her, but this lady. So you could have something like this. Yeah, we got the dude in here. I guess he can extend like that. Just very slightly overlapping there. Height should ideally be, that's fine, actually. Should be half. So you can do this. Okay, I mean, we're kind of getting there, I guess. Though that obscures the dude too much. The idea of the gradient or the collage, though, seems to kind of hold water here. So let's kind of put these on top. Let's kind of make this like orange or something. And here is, I think, where we can mix in some more kind of generic techie shit. Instead of the dude, maybe we just kind of infuse the image with some other sort of more generic shit. Kind of like that. Have that at the halfway point. Let's do 400. Let's stay even with it. No, that's not working either. Is it the color? So what if we colorize this the same as here? Something like that. What if we even colorize this? We can probably colorize this as something else. So let's do a hue of like blue. Oh my god, this is so Y2K. Yes. Yes. Okay. I like it. I like it. So, should we do like a... Why do I have like the blue song on my head? Blue, da 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 da. So, okay. Something like that, maybe. Not that. Okay, can maybe split this a little bit. We could go here with it. And I think maybe it looks more consistent if we actually keep the height of it somewhat. Okay, yeah, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere with this. Yeah, so you could go here. You could go here. Issue is that the image doesn't really feel like the main focal point at the moment. It seems kind of, yeah, it seems kind of non-existent. So we need to kind of make this a bit bigger here. Make this pull all the way down here. The image placement is completely off. Let's put it like here, here, or something. And the image itself is seemingly not that well suited to being too vertical though, so maybe we can like, we're back at 400. Let's go to 500, 4 by 5, yeah. Okay, so it's getting more clear that this is the sort of main focal point image. May want to brighten it up. Not saturate it up. Highlight it up. Maybe not shadow it up. But something like this, I think, makes enough sense. I think this image in the back probably needs to be a bit weaker. You know, we want to... but then it's... Okay, yeah, never mind. So, probably want to... Yeah, we want to lower contrast on that. We want to make it very bright, probably. Create some contrast. And then for this one, I think... this one I don't really fully agree with. I think what I need to do is just this this kind of grid is just fucking with me. I need to update the grid. So I'm just going to move this grid and not few notches down so it kind of starts here. Just hide the other one. Yeah, so we start kind of there. No, that doesn't make sense. We need to go the other way with it. Need to go like there. Yeah. Starting there. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, so now we have the grid more aligned to the main things here. The only other thing now is sorting the composition out here. Does the composition make sense? No. The background fucking whatever is taking way too much space. Now it makes more sense. This type of whatever background also just is too strong. Can I like reduce the opacity of it or something? Can I do something like this? Okay, that looks fucking trash. Never mind. Maybe we go a layer of white on it. Yeah, layer of white maybe. Because this image is really supposed to be the kind of main image. Could also be that the black in the site is just not fitting anymore. So you could do something like this. Put a little more weight to it. Okay. So the composition is making a bit more sense now. Not in love with the spacing. I think it needs at least one grid point space between, something like that. And that's fair. I think maybe we even put the text right below here like this. And it needs to rest on a good grid point, so you could probably put it like there. Then this can kind of rest a line to the top like that. This text obviously needs to be a bit darkened. Same with the text above in the navigation. Okay, so things are starting to make a bit more sense. It's starting to make a bit more sense, but there's something about it that's just off. What could that be? What could that be? Maybe we need to mix in some kind of glassmorphic elements on this here. I didn't lock it. Some glassmorphic elements on here. Move this to the front. Have like those background layer blur. Maybe this is the type of language we gotta speak here. No, it's not working. It's not working. I think the image is just too small. The image is too small. So let's magnify it to like there. And this is where we can maybe start overlapping some elements. Maybe we can look at doing some corner radius here. Yeah, and then we can maybe put this way up here, something like that. Maybe lower this, but you kind of want to show that this is glassmorphic by overlapping it like this. And now I'm just kind of, oh, now I'm just kind of adding shit. Don't really like the vibe at the moment of the background. Background is not doing its job right now. Maybe we need some contrast here. Something like that. Now the image is a bit too dark. We can brighten it up a bit. Okay, so composition is making a bit more sense this way, but it's not compelling. This is not compelling at all. I'm not made to care about this even a little bit. Why not? Well, let's see. Maybe we need a type of pattern on the background or something. Perhaps trying to make it a bit more like immersive this way. It does kind of make it a bit more immersive. just need to make this the same color. You just need to tone this down a bit as the background. I wish I could have more contrast to this. Maybe I can do something like this. Okay, that's scary. Hard light maybe. Yeah, it brings it to life a bit. A bit dark though. And it makes it a bit gritty, which I'm not sure that just a little bit more gritty like that. Okay. So the image does become a bit hard to scan with like the background here. So we want to make it a bit easier to scan, so let's maybe do something like this. It's just that this on its own is quite... No, it's actually fine. It's actually fine. Should make this a bit more saturated here. Liven this up a bit. Corner radius is not working, don't know why. Oh, it's because I have that, maybe. Okay. So that makes a bit more sense. What doesn't make sense is the alignments now, so maybe what we need to do is kind of move this up a bit here. Move this down a bit. Because I kind of want the text to align with her face, like that. Maybe we're looking at a smaller text size for this, something like this. Something like that. So I guess the idea is that she's kind of jumping out of the background here. She's jumping out of the background, and that kind of makes sense. This type of spacing doesn't make a ton of sense. Maybe I can do that. Makes it harder to scan though. Maybe that's fine. Maybe here we can have some sort of floating blurbs. Maybe these could actually be informational. So we'll make a layer blur for that, and then just add some text in there. Just add some generic shit about like what an HR headset could like the copy reflect the theme of it. Extended reality. Something like that. And let's not ruin that by creating this in a bad way. So maybe we can have something like this. Yeah, something like that, and then you can have like a stroke on that. Need to work on the size though. 16 maybe. 14 maybe. 16. Cool, and then you can have that be a bit smaller. You can maybe do 10, 24. $3,000 worlds. No idea if that makes sense, but yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, let's kind of. Can I not align this to the grid? And then let's have this maybe over here. And this we likely want to update to something a bit brighter like that. I want to make this a bit thicker. This is too angular though. Let's do Mona Sans. Hubot is a bit too angular. It doesn't go that well with the flowiness of the rest of the shit. This also makes more sense. Do lowercase. Sentence case, I mean. I like the stark white. Battery. Let's attach that. Below here, we should have a special offer or something. Okay, spacing. Spacing doesn't make a ton of sense. We need to sort that up. Should probably make this gradient. Making a gradient because it doesn't really stand out from the kind of callouts that we have. So you could do something like that, maybe. Something like that. And then you could look at making this medium, I think. Yeah, medium is good. Space it out a bit. Same with these, space these out a bit. Uh, 300 worlds. I think this needs to stand out more though. So maybe we go with actually semi-bold. Semi-bold is too cartoonish. Maybe it works. Okay. Yeah, we might have to do that. I'm not that happy with the font though, honestly. Can we go gritty with Times New Roman? No, we cannot. We cannot. Maybe expanded makes sense. Nah. Morphling is cool, but no. What is a futuristic-ish font? Kind of usually default to Clash Grotesque for some reason. I think that's fine. Okay. All right, so that's fine. Then here for this box, we should do something like this. Have it be a bit brighter like that. This type of alignment doesn't make a ton of sense though. Maybe we can do something like that. This needs to be a bit bigger, I think. Okay, cool. Cool. And yeah, this should be cut off here. Probably even a bit earlier, maybe around here. can align it like this. Better, this or this? No, it's better to have this. Should maybe increase this a bit though, like that. Subheading good. Up VR gaming service makes sense. Clash grotesque. Okay, top VR gaming, medium, yeah, medium. Should have that here at the top. Okay, this is getting a bit more convincing here. Yeah, yeah. A bit more convincing, but not exactly. So let's see what it is that we need to change about this. That is a little bit purple. This one's a little bit pink. We should probably go pink on it. I don't think we want to go as dark with this though. We should probably go something like that. Let's see. Let me get my snooze. This makes a lot of sense. All right, how are we looking in preview? Previewing something crazy. I mean, I like it. I like it. It does make some sense to me how all of this is kind of set up, actually. In no world would there be such low intro text for something like this, though. So I kind of have to be like, oh, like what would be a realistic amount of text for something like this? Probably something like that. I want to keep it to 3 lines, though. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. The button is like non-existent. We need to increase the padding. 32, something like that. Yeah, 14, 24 maybe. So, okay. What is it that is not convincing about this still? I mean, it's okay, but there's something about it that does not feel completely convincing. Like, if you were to show this to somebody and they were like, this is a real company, they'd be like, what? And that's not really what you want. You want this to be kind of believable. You know, many Dribbble posts you see, and you like immediately are like, oh, there's no way that's a real company. Like, that just looks ridiculous. I can immediately tell that the copy makes no sense. You don't really want that type of vibe. So what is it about this that's unrealistic? Because there is something about this that is quite unrealistic, I think. Um, the spacing really doesn't work. I need to do this. But then in the second section, maybe that's where the magic happens. So here you can say, so you have extended reality, and then here you can have like pricing, I guess. I got that as like 64 or something. Then here, could have maybe, you need to fill a space here on the bottom somehow. Maybe I can add this layer here. Kind of fill the space a bit. Maybe going the halfway mark on it. That's better. Oh, that's so much better. Oof. Oof. Jeez, that's so much better. So maybe you can separate it like this. Does it say how far they are from each other? It's there, so it's like 1 grid, 2 grid points. So here it should be like, no, they should align the same. So I should do 1 grid point, 2 grid points, 3 grid points. No. Let's go 1.5 grid points. 1.5 grid points. 1 grid points, and then I guess that's a half. Yeah. Is it 1, 2, 3? 1, 2. Are these really? 1, 2, 3. 1. Oh, including that one. No, but it is. Am I silly? No, that's right. Okay. Looks a bit off. Maybe you can have these another half grid point down, maybe. Put this another, oh, put this another half grid point up. Offset it by half a grid point, maybe. Yeah, because it's sort of revolving around her. Yeah. Then the distance from her doesn't make sense. Okay, you know, do, and then that has to be like duh or duh. The point might be that it should be kind of equidistant to her face. In which case we're talking about different types of alignments. You could do that or something. And yeah, this is, I guess, something more to balance visually than through grids. So it looks like it's kind of expanding from her head. I want to reduce this a bit, maybe 5 or something, yeah. Okay, that makes enough sense, I think. This font is not good. This font is completely illegible, but we're setting aside that. And then for the pricing for this section, we could do cards, I guess. Hubot, we want Clash. Chocolate. What the fuck is that? Clash Grotesque, okay. Oh. Something like that, starter plan. Put that at like 400. Illuminate that a bit so we could do this. Gradienting into, what should it gradient into? Something like that, yeah. So that's the starter plan. It's a bit too, yeah. Okay, so that's a starter plan. A bit too dark. Should we consider, no, that works. Okay. So here's starter plan, and then we can have like, we can have just list items, various things. So let's get lorem ipsum. Let's do 16, and then just list it out. Oh, well, I guess they need to be the same list. Okay, list spacing, like 4, regular. That's actually better. We could probably do something like this for it. Okay. Should probably increase the font of this a bit. Just say 4 worlds, 15 characters, unlimited usage, 500 plus available lorem ipsum, available connections, 500 or 1,000 plus. Those. I'm just writing shit now. Let's see. What's the Dribbble? What's the Dribbble limit anyway? How far do I have to design? 1200 height, right? 1600 by 1200, then minus the spacing. So it's roughly 2, and then minus like 100. So roughly around here is where the design cuts off for Dribbble. So I'm not going to design very far beyond that. Let's see. So that's central line. We want to left align it. Maybe you want to left align this, then left align this. So that's 10. We could probably do maybe 24. And then just a call to action to that. We can probably take this gradient here on this button as well. The only thing about this is too bright. We can maybe do this. Something like that. Starter plan. Then, all right, 1200 fixed width, center, and then these we can kind of adjust. So 380, I think, is fine. Can even probably fill these. Just do it this way. 24. And then for these, we can just kind of change this to be like this. Okay. You would have the call to action there. Is there a way to change the spacing to the left here at all? Is it indentation? No. Oh, hanging lists might be what it is. Okay, I'm just gonna work with this. So what was it? 16, 24. Okay. I think this is a bit too high contrast. You could probably go with this, and then use this for the text. Premium. Yep. Okay, so I think we should desaturate this a tad. Something like, no, it's probably better this way actually. Okay, nice. So now we may want to adjust the font size of this a tad. No, it's actually fine. Should probably add some lorem ipsum to this as well. Okay, so now we're just going to look at some spacing. Maybe 96 is what's up. That's too much. Let's do 72. That's a bit better. I think for this also, we probably should change this to 160, space it out a bit. Now, pure stark white probably is not the ticket here. I just have the feeling that, like, pure stark white is not it here. So let's see if we can change this to something different. Let's maybe go dark with it. Yeah, I think that's better. A bit too saturated. Probably want to move towards this end of the spectrum. And moving towards that blue, maybe. That blue with just a tinge of saturation in it. Okay. And then for these, I would probably also go for something darker, and then the actual text can be white. Border radius on these, of course, 32, perhaps a bit much, something like that. 14 for the size seems good. 28 seems like a good font size for it as well. Yeah, and the spacing here needs to be a little higher, 32, something like that. Perhaps a bit too blue. Yeah, it's a bit better. Should differentiate these a bit by color. Premium plan probably makes more sense to be the high contrasty one. Combo can be here. A starter plan can be there. Yeah, that makes more sense. Should shift the hue a little bit. So let's see what we got. So we got this, and then we go into pricing. This background is not quite it for some reason. It's too gray. So maybe we should go full dark. Yeah. And then maybe what we would need to do is to make this just a tad brighter. Get that contrast. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. The whole kind of graphic seems a bit off, though. Let me see if I can sort that out. Um, okay, so I think we need to move this like here. And then push these in. For sure, and then we can go a bit brighter with the text, or a bit bigger, rather. Add some bigger text below that. I think we need a bit more text for that, so let's go with something like this. Okay. Okay, so this is getting a bit more convincing now. Just need to create this there. Okay. I think we need more indicators though that you can scroll down. Don't want to get a kind of false floor effect going. Yeah, so much better. So much better. And so now we could probably move this a tad. Move this here. Yeah, this text is just too big. And the text that follows it is too big as well. I always struggle with this with scale between sections. But yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay. So I think we could probably actually send this way back. Send that way back. And then and so what the effect becomes is that it's this section kind of points down this kind of line. So this kind of points down to where the user's supposed to be scrolling. Just trying to what I'm trying to do. So by the color of this, I'm trying to imply that there's more content below. It's a very kind of soft way to do that, but I think that's fine. So for the logo, I'm just going very simple. I'm gonna go right like X wheel. Just gonna call it that. Okay. Nah, that doesn't work. This font is so illegible. It looks fine, it looks great, but like it's so damn illegible. Just add some more generic shit here. Text is a bit too high size. Now that I see it again. So thoughts on this so far? I mean, I think it's very kind of monotonous, very kind of purple. And I think as the kind of standout, you may want to have some type of other color to balance out all the purple. So I'm gonna try some different colors. Getting an accent color in there, because I think that's kind of what this needs. Orangey. Maybe green. Green as an accent color. It doesn't stand out that well though against the dark or against the light background. This type of pink could work. Could do blue as well. Yeah. Whatever it is, it probably has to be a gradient though. So you can connect that with, let's see, you can connect orange with we do that? Nah, nah. Um, maybe that's not the issue. Maybe the border radius is the issue. I think maybe we should go with this, but just make it a bit more saturated. Which I feel is almost where I started. But it might be fine, so let's go with this. not into this. We could go with a softer gradient, kind of like that. Because there's this theme of layers, maybe we can add an effect where we have drop shadow, so no blur, no nothing, just that. Oh, that's blur. Spread. No, I could just do this. Let me do this instead. 8, 8. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that. Can maybe even add some lights to it. Drop shadow, let's see. Blur 32. Maybe we can have this be like lit like this. And then we should probably add an arrow to it. Partly because that's cool, but also because like that separates it from the actual other content in the these other things. So let's go with 1.7 something. Even smaller still, huh? Guess this icon will be kind of tiny, but that's might be fine. Drop shadow's a bit too dark though. Should probably increase the blur a bit. Question is whether we should increase this or not. I don't think so. No. Spacing here is not great. Let's do 28, 24 rather. Let's try 28. This is a bit strong. Okay, so but the thing still feels slightly off. Let me move it to like here maybe. there. Yeah. And then from there, we can probably increase the size of the text a bit. Okay, getting a bit better. I think she may need to go up a bit. Oh yeah, I forgot I did that. That's an issue. Don't really want to wrestle with that right now. Okay, so let's adjust this. Yeah, I think what I would typically do is to optimize the spacing and sizing of this a little bit. But I think I've sort of had it with this site, this landing page for now. So just going to export this, upload it to Dribbble, and kind of call it a day. Tried a bunch of different things, but I think it landed on a pretty decent spot with everything. So, let's see here. So yeah, this is the finished thing. And here you would continue on with pricing or whatever else that the site had, whatever other content you want to add. But yeah, this is the main concept here. What I would have liked to have done is to move her face up a bit, but not going to get into all that right now. Just gonna call it here. So yeah, thanks for watching.